Well, good afternoon. It is Monday at 12:30, and for a few of you, I'm going to assume that means you are looking for the morning cheer broadcast. I have moved from what we were doing in the Chesapeake Lodge. We've moved down here. This is actually my office here on property, so we're still in Northeast Maryland here at Sandy Cove, and grateful to so many of you who have been tuning in to keep up with the ministry and see what's going on. As I've been bringing different guests to kind of speak into where things are. Also try to give you a little bit of an update on the ministry. And actually today don't have a guest scheduled, and so we're not going to go for a very long time here today. I just wanted to point you in the direction of a few resources, and one of which I was desperately trying to find right before getting on, and I wasn't able to do it. And so you'll have to, I'll put notes up with links to where to find two different resources that you could look into. But first thing I wanted to tell you about here at Sandy Cove, we are done kind of what would have been our family camp season. And for those of you who came and did the Power Boost version, we want to say thanks for coming and trusting us. We hope you had a good time and a safe time while you were here. For those of you who said, we're going to hold off till next year, we're looking with great anticipation to things being a lot less restrictive and us able to do more things that look like the family camp that we've come to know and love. So we're looking forward to all those things along with you. But what I wanted to point you to is a few resources. Some of you know about this. Some of you may have already participated. But for those who did not know or hear about this, if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see something that we did that aired last week on Wednesday. It was a kind of shareholders town hall meeting. Basically an update, a little more in depth of the ministries than is what is I'll give in kind of these little blurbs at the beginning of the morning cheer broadcast. So if you care about the ministry, you care deeply about kind of what's going on, how are we kind of really doing? You know, those friends that you kind of, they say, how are you doing? And you can get away with saying, nah, we're doing okay. But then you've got those friends that kind of look at you and they go like, how are you really doing? And you've got to, they're going to keep asking some follow-up questions unless you come to the surface and give the true answer, right? So the reality is we're going to go ahead. I'm going to point you, I'm going to see if I can show you this, if my technology lets me do it. If you look over on one of these other tabs here, I'm going to share with you what our screen looks like there. So if you go to YouTube and you're going to look for Sandy Cove Ministries, look for Sandy Cove Ministries, the Shareholders Town Hall, 7 p.m. Go ahead and look for that broadcast. And if you find that broadcast, you'll go ahead and it's about, let me see, I think it's about 47 minutes, almost 48 minutes. But it's a conversation that I was able to have alongside of our Director of Development, Tom Ward, and our Development Associate, Christy Milligan. And it's just a little bit more of an in-depth, behind-the-scenes look at all of what's going on during COVID with Sandy Cove, and a little bit of a peek forward. We're in a pivot spot. There's a few words I find myself saying a lot these days, and this is one of those. It's a pivot spot for us right now where we do see we got through what would have been the family camp season. It wasn't anything like what we expected. We were able to do some things, but not allowed to do a lot of different things. We saw many guests come through. We saw some new guests come and try the Power Boost who enjoyed themselves on a different experience. And yet we didn't have what we would have assumed we were looking forward to for this summer. And now we're looking at the fall, and we've got, for those of you who know programmatically, we have a lot of things that happen in our fall weekends with a women's weekend in September, a men's weekend, a couples weekend, some crop, two other women's events, 2 or 3 other women's events that happen, along with serving a lot of groups and churches who are like us, just kind of navigating things in the state and the regulations and what is best for groups and how to gather. And so we're just coming alongside everybody to figure it out as we go. And that again puts us in a place where we understand one day at a time. And, I was able to get a little bit of time away with my family last week, which was nice to get away. We went camping as a young family. And so I don't know that I would call it restful, but it was time away. Into the office, and you realize COVID and the restrictions aren't gone. The fall has just as many question marks as has had the summer. And so we're just going to do the best with it that we can. I'm tremendously grateful to our team and to our donors and to our support system. The notes of encouragement that come alongside of gifts are really sustaining in a lot of ways for me and for us. And so very grateful for that. We want to continue to do this. I know Andrea's got a full lineup of her midday with Andrea on Thursdays at 12:30 lined up. Next week, I will have the opportunity to visit with one of our favorite summer communicators who will be with us, Rich Velodas, who we'll meet next week. And we'll chat with him a little bit about the ministry he's got going on. He's got a new book about to come out, so we'll talk about that as well. The other thing, and this is the thing, I couldn't put my hands on it while I was trying to search things, but I will put the information up when I get to it after this broadcast. So Facebook Live, YouTube Live, look for the comments where I'll put something that shows you. I had the opportunity to be influenced significantly by a friend out in California, Jamin Goggin, who's come out and done some speaking here. He's worked with our team a lot over the last 5 or 6 years. And a lot of his teaching and writings on retreats and kind of leading yourself through a spiritual retreat were very formative for myself. And so we put together with his kind of help and influence kind of a retreat guide, and we've been giving it out sparingly. If you booked spiritual retreats here on your own, you might have seen this resource, but we kind of put it together this summer and been giving it out. And I believe it's available online for download. And so I'm going to find that link and I'm going to put it up. So today is really a homework assignment. It's not as much anything where you'll get to meet another communicator, and I'm going to stop talking because I know you didn't all come to hear me talk for 45 minutes. But go check out the YouTube, the Shareholder Town meeting, 7 p.m. Click on that if you want to hear kind of the backstory of what's going on at Sandy Cove, a little bit deeper dive into what's going on. And then the other thing is I'll send a link to the spiritual retreat guide, because I think in this time it's important for us to remember that I'll just tell you this: retreat is a strategic war word, right? And retreat is different than escape. I think many of us, myself included, sometimes we just want to escape. I just want to get out of this. But the reality is retreat's a little more intentional. Retreat is a time that's used where you come away with a purpose in order for it to be used in battle. And so if you are interested in that retreat guide, I'll get that link up as we sign off here. Look for Andrea Thursday at 12:30, and then we'll be back next Monday with a guest on Monday, Morning Share Mondays. And who knows, I might be at home. I might be here in my office. I don't think I'm going to be in the Chesapeake anymore. But who knows? I have a laptop, but we'll travel. That's one of the things that we get to do here. So thanks for tuning in today, and look forward to walking alongside of you in this journey as we figure out what today holds and what tomorrow holds, knowing all the while that what has on that big sign as I walk past it every day when I come in the building is always true. Jesus never fails. Thanks. Have a great day. God bless.